It has been 11 months since I've owned this Alienware M15 R7. And when we get to the 12-month or 1 year mark, I'm going to do a follow-up video on my Alienware M15 R7. This is a upgrade video. I'm going to upgrade my RAM to this new Crucial 64GB kit with DDR5200 speed. And the reason being is because I haven't been able to post any videos currently in about a week because I've been having a hard time editing the video that I'm currently trying to do with the S21 Ultra versus the S23 Ultra camera comparisons. When I started making that video, adding in all the pictures into the timeline and the comparisons and everything is using up a lot of RAM. So let me give you guys a quick rundown of the specs on this if you guys haven't seen my previous videos on the Alienware M15. When I bought this, I ordered it with a 1 terabyte SSD, and then I made a video when I added in another 1 terabyte SSD from my Gigabyte Aero 15 OLED. The RAM that it came with, default configuration, was 16 gigabytes of RAM, but today we're going to add in 64 gigabytes because that's the issue I think I've been having. I still have like 400 gigabytes left in the SSD on this, but every time I start making the video, that comparison video for the S23 and S21 Ultra camera picture comparisons, the storage will say like you're low on memory. So I know it's this. And because it keeps saying you're low on memory, DaVinci Resolve will sometimes just like stop working, or it'll crash. And that's the only issue I've had so far since owning this Alienware. So today, like I said, I bought this Crucial 64 gigabyte kit on Amazon, DDR5200. And so we're going to upgrade the RAM on this today and see how it goes. Okay, before we do this, last time I made the video on this Alienware when I was installing another SSD drive in here, I was recording with my Sony camera and it was kind of shaky. Today, I'm being lazy. I didn't want to set up a tripod. I'm recording with my Galaxy S23 Ultra. This could be considered a Samsung Galaxy S23 Ultra camera or video demo, video comparison, if you want to call it that. So that's that. I'm also using the mics from the S23 Ultra, although now I'm recording in Pro mode and I have the mics pointed to the rear to minimize all the other sounds coming from around my room. So let's begin. Okay, so right here I got my Skill 36-piece precision screwdriver set that I bought at Best Buy like how many years ago. And I also got my old pillbox right here because the screws on the Alienware, these two screws right here are fixed screws. They don't come off. These screws in the front are way shorter than the screws in the middle, and then the screws right here in the rear are also shorter than the ones in the front. So you don't want to mix them up. So that's what the pillbox is for. So the front screws are going to go here, middle screws are going to go there, and then the rear screws are going to go there. So the cool thing about the Alienware though is it uses regular Phillips head screwdriver, or a screw head. So I'm just gonna need a regular Phillips screwdriver like so. Find appropriate size. To remove the case, because it's pretty tight, I'm also gonna need one of these, like a guitar pick. This thing actually came with a kit for my Galaxy Tab S7 rugged case kit, and I saved this because I thought I would need it in the future, and I will for this, because the last time I tried to use this, I think my flattest head screwdriver, and I might have like dented the side here somewhere. But anyways, let's get on with the installation. So I got the screws removed, and as you guys can see, here are the ones in the front. Here are the ones in the middle, and you can see how much longer they are. And then here are the ones in the rear, and they're shorter. They're the shortest ones, so don't mix them up. Now, before we pry this thing apart, because it's really tight, this is where the pry tool comes in right here, and you just want to put it on the edges like so, and then take it apart and pull it apart. Okay, we got the bottom cover removed, as you can see right here, and as you can see right here, the screws are still on there, so they're fixed screws, and this will probably be a good time for me to clean out my fans, because my fans have been coming on a little bit earlier than normal. Normally the fans for me are always pretty quiet when I'm in balance mode, unless I'm really, exporting the videos, and then they start making more noise. So yeah, I'm gonna have to clean out these fans, but I forgot to buy me a can of compressed air, but I do have a little mini vacuum that I'll probably use on these fans. And I'm probably going to do that now before we remove the RAM sticks. Also, I'll probably going to have to get myself grounded so I don't short circuit anything, but I'm not worried about that. Some people say to unplug the battery, but I'm not going to do that. I didn't unplug the battery last time and I had no issues, so I'm not going to unplug it now. But if you guys want to, go ahead and unplug it. I think the plug for the battery is right here, but I could be wrong. Okay, so I use my little Dirt Devil mini vac to clean the fans right here. I also use this little brush right here that came with my clippers to clean my clippers, but it works pretty well for these little fans things here too. And then wipe the thing down here. So now everything's all clean. Now let's upgrade this. So first thing we're gonna do is pop the old RAM sticks out. So you just want to do this right there, and they'll pop out automatically once you loosen these clips. And now you can pull out the RAM. It probably helps if you, there you go. I should have used a small screwdriver, but oh well. So this is the old RAM. Let's see, you can focus in on this thing. Oh, it's the other way. It's a Samsung RAM right there, 8GB sticks, PC5 4800, as you guys can see right there. And they're single-sided RAM. Let's just put this old one here and do the same thing with the other one. Come on, there you go. As you guys can see. And now let's pop in the new ones. So I got these RAM. Actually, what I did is I went to Crucial's website and I actually looked at other RAMs. There was one from, I think, Team Group. They even had little heat sinks, but they also ran at 4800, and I wanted something a little faster. Actually, Crucial had a 5600 gigabyte or 5600 megahertz kit, but it was only 32 gigabyte, and I wanted, do I want a little faster memory or do I want more RAM? And I picked more RAM, which is 64 gigabytes. And yeah, I went to Crucial's website, and to check if it was compatible, I typed in my laptop, and it says this is the RAM your laptop could use. And so I saw this, the 64 gigabyte kit of 5200, and then it took me back to Amazon actually. So that was pretty funny. So you want to line up this little like this little groove, or yeah, line up this groove right here to this part of the memory, and then just let it pop back in. And I'll show you guys in a minute. Let's see if it lines up. Does it line up right there? As you guys can see, that thing lined up right there. Just slide it in and then pop it in like so. And it should, did it pop in? Yeah. Yeah, so this Crucial RAM is double-sided, as you guys can see. You got your RAM right here and your RAM modules here, or your memory modules. And you don't want to, let's see, this part, I don't know if it's showing, if I can get in there. See, does not line up, or does it? This lines up this way. That's weird, because this one lined up this way, as you guys can see, and this one lines up the other way. If I put it, let's see, let's turn the laptop over this way so you guys can get a better look. See, This is what I'm talking about, lining up that little groove. If I turn it over, just like the other one, as you guys can see, it does not line up, right? So let's turn it back the other way. And right there, it lines up. And then just pop it in. There you go. Okay, just want to make sure they're both tight. These RAM modules seem to be a tighter fit than the old ones. Probably because they're double-sided, but they're locked into place. They're nice and flush. So I'm just going to pop the cover back on and let's boot it up and see what happens. So to put on the bottom cover, you want to line up these grooves right here and put them in first onto the back right here like so. Let's see. As you guys can see right there. And then check this part right here. There you go. See? Now that it's all in. It's kind of hard doing this with one hand since I don't have this camera on a tripod. They're all lined up right there. And then you just want to go around the edges and make sure they pop back in. It should. See? Did you guys hear that? It did it on that side. There you go. And just let it pop back in. Okay, now that they're all popped back in, put the screws on and you're good to go. Also remember to put the screws in the proper place. The screws in the back right here are the shortest, the ones in the middle are the longest, and then the ones in the front are the second longest. So that's why I have something like this to keep them separated so I know which ones go to which. Screwing the bottom lid back on, don't over tighten the screws and risk the chance of stripping the Phillips screw head. All right. Okay, so now we got the bottom cover all screwed back on, got it cleaned up. I recommend, like, for the fans, you want to like wipe them down or get them clean, get the fans clean. Use a can of compressed air if you have a mini vac or whatever on the fans at least once every 2 months, I believe. I try to do it once a month, but sometimes I'll forget or I'll get lazy and I just do it once every 2 months. Okay, now comes the big moment. See if the RAMs will actually work. And I think it says the first time you put on new RAM, it'll take a while to boot up. Okay, so it took a little bit long to boot up, but you know what? I freaking messed up. I just remembered I had this computer in hibernation mode when I added in the memory. I didn't even shut the computer down. And so I get this. It says, alert, the amount of system memory has changed. So I'm just going to hit continue. And then let it try to boot up again. Hopefully it boots up. Yeah, it took a while. Like it took 10 minutes for it to boot up. And there you go. Now it's booting up. And we are here. See? So remember to shut down your PC before you add in the new RAM. And don't be an idiot like me and have it in hibernation mode. Make sure it's shut down. Now I have to restart it. And hopefully nothing goes wrong. And there we are in Windows. And it recognized me even with my work glasses. And we are logged into Windows right there. So as you guys can see, this is my storage space on my C and D drive. And so when I'm doing my edits on DaVinci Resolve with that S21 and S23 Ultra video camera comparisons, this will go all the way down to like almost critically low when I'm doing the edit because it needs that extra RAM to run the editing software. So now that I have more RAM, it shouldn't be an issue, right? So let's check out our RAM and see if it's reading the full 64 gigabytes. I believe it is because you guys saw when we were trying to boot up, it said your system RAM has changed. Okay, so we go to system right here and about, and it says it right there. 64 gigs of memory, 63.7 gigabytes usable. So I'm going to open up the Alienware Command Center and see. It should tell me how fast that RAM is running. Okay, so here we are in Alienware Command Center, and if we go to Fusion, there's a CPU frequency, and the RAM is at 4800, it looks like. So how would I get it to 5200 is my question. How would I get it to run at its full 5200 frequency, or is it just because it's on idle now that it's at 4800? Let me know in the comments, guys, if you know. I don't want to make this video too long. I'll probably do a follow-up. I'm gonna do some benchmarks and also finish exporting or editing my video on the S21 versus the S23 Ultra camera comparisons and let you guys see how that works. But for now, this is it right here. Just now, see, now it went down to 44 hertz. So it's probably just because I'm not doing anything. When I start the editing and or exporting, we're gonna see, or when I'm doing the benchmarks, we'll see if it runs to the full 5200 megahertz. So the extra RAM does not seem to help out for this video editing project. As you can see, it still went down to that much from what I showed you guys before, which was like almost 400 gigs. So I don't know what's going on. I'm gonna have to figure this out. Maybe it's the video card RAM that it needs more of. I'm not sure. But as you guys can see, I've already installed 64 gigabytes extra of RAM in my desktop right here on my QN90A that I use for the editing part for the timeline. The DaVinci Resolve just crashed and closed back up again. So what do I need more of if not more memory? Because now my disk space is saying low again and DaVinci Resolve crashed again.